gosh, can you see that, guys? Huh? Is that missing the screw? Let's do this car build as a community together. In the previous video, I explained to you all how I got a hold of this Honda Integra. It came to me all super dirty, filled with mold, and that's because the previous owner unfortunately has passed away. It's been passed on to me to hopefully look at restoring the car back to a brilliant condition so that it can be passed on to his 4-year-old son, who, when he gets older, will inherit this car. Now, in the previous video, I showed you all not only a quick overview of the car, but giving it a very deep clean. Since then, I've been able to do a few other bits and pieces, and that's where we're going to join on today, because I'm going to be checking out this engine, looking at the condition of the spark plugs, and trying to figure out why the car has a little bit of a rough running issue. So let's jump back into the garage and go from there. One of the other things I've noticed is pretty low is the power steering fluid. So yeah, it looks pretty low, and I think that's what's making the noise when the car is being driven. Just got the battery on trickle charge as well for the time being. So I've just got some power steering fluid and just gonna pour this in. Hopefully that's gonna get rid of the noise going over. So after doing those left and right turns, the liquid has dropped down so much that I'm going to top it up again. After doing the full lock rotations, look at how low it's gotten again. So clearly that's needed. Perfect.
A few moments later.
A little bit of oil. It's very white. Plugs do we have? So they are Bosch R6 shabba 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 sha. A little bit oily as well. The breaker bar. It's not a huge amount bigger than the ratchet, but second one also oily. Number 3. Pretty oily. Right, I put all these back in. Go get that new battery and then we'll figure out what to do with the spark plugs. Just noticed this as well here. This one does not want to go all the way back in. So I've just taken off the distributor cap. That's how it's looking. And that's the actual distributor. That doesn't look very healthy. It wasn't running perfectly, and I think I know why. If I open up the engine bay, over there is the distributor, and I think that is causing some issues right now. More so the distributor cap. These cars run with the distributors controlling the timing, and what's happened is the car has a misfire when it's hot. And I can't tell any other reason apart from the distributor at the moment, or it could be the O2 sensor. Instead of changing the whole distributor, I thought it'd be a good idea to just change the distributor caps. It's a lot more cost effective, and hopefully it should give the car the right results, because it's a little bit of a quick fix. I'm gonna get the other bits and we can basically swap it all around. So first up, this is the brand new distributor cap. I think I got this from Tiguan. If I just open it up, it is a genuine Honda one. So I did notice it comes with a new O-ring, but it doesn't come with the little bit inside here. You can see the condition of everything. It looks how it should, We're going to take apart the old one now, and we can see the difference between the old and the new. This is good. These don't come out from the looks of things, which is nice. So if I bring you guys closer, we'll have a look at this. So that is how the old one looks. So let's have a quick look at that versus the new one. So comparing the two next to each other now, if we have a look at how shiny these are, if I go into one of these, it's got some corrosion on it. So I have a feeling that's going to be an issue. I also got the rotor piece. This is a non-genuine one. So it's not a Honda part, but I think it will be better than this right here. Now for some reason, all of the OEM one of these was so much more expensive, and I thought, well, engineering explained actually just replaced the cap and he didn't even change this and it worked fine for him. So I thought, what's the harm in me trying the same? So that's what I'm going to be doing. Now it does need the rotor to be rotated around, so I'm just going to basically crank the car a little bit. Should technically be facing the right way, I think. I can see the screw. Huh? Is that missing the screw? Don't mess around. What the hell? That's not good. Well, that's gonna definitely be interesting to deal with. Oh, I can't believe that. Whoever's worked on this engine before just thought it would be okay without the screw. It's actually insane. There we go. Honda, baby! Even without a screw holding on the ignition rotor, it was still working fine. Somewhat fine, but damn, that's crazy. Right, let's check this screw section out. Oh my gosh, the screw, that is not cool. Whoever has worked on this before, gosh, can you see that, guys? I'm glad I don't need to find another screw, but that is actually pretty wild. The new one on, that was very tedious of a job. I had to keep feeding the screw in, out, and eventually loosen up all of the rust that had developed inside of the threads. I actually ended up finding another screw that had the same thread pattern and used that as basically the main guide. I'm pretty sure it's on there nice and tight now, because the last thing I want to do is get this stuck back on and there is a problem. So this is the other screw. Literally, I don't know if you guys can even see what I'm doing right now. Move that out of the way. I'm literally have to do is just feed another screw through. It gets to the point where it gets a bit tight, and a lot of the time what I have had to do is just keep adding a little bit more WD-40, cleaning out the threads each time I take the screw back out. You can see the build up, so I'm just gonna do that a little bit more. So we've got to take off this little O-ring here as well. So I'm just gonna guide this out. It's good to use one of the picking tools. Don't think it's really that vital, but it should be alright. Let's just remove. So due to my excitement, I forgot to order some dielectric grease for changing over the plugs, but it should be okay. So I'm going to leave the new one here for now. Just remove off the first one, which would go here. This one definitely should be good with a change. And you've got to do this in order basically. Oh, you can see what I mean here as well. You can see some cracking happening. So it's definitely been through quite a lot of heat cycles. That's the lowest point as well, so these points look okay. Right, let's get you changed. Perfect. Whoa! fired up so fast. Damn. That sounded really healthy, so I'm super happy to hear that. I will be taking it out for a drive later on tonight after I've done a few other bits and pieces, because I need to double check to make sure when the car gets hot, the misfire is gone. But the way that fired up definitely sounds like it's a lot happier than it was. Next job is this one right here. That right there. So this right here I've got all the way from Japan. So yeah, literally overnight parts from Japan, but it wasn't overnight. And this is the replacement molds to go all around the car. So I'm just gonna open this up and then we can take off the old ones. Here it is. And we got the two sides, which I'm sure will be this way around. Let's open one up. It's gonna go all the way down here. So yeah, up next, let's start taking off this tape. And you guys can see just how bad this old seal has gotten. So yeah, that is the old one's condition. Not very good. Don't get how we gotten so bad, but definitely gonna get thrown away. So the whole reason why I haven't actually washed the car is because of this. I didn't want to risk washing the car and have loads of water going into it and all these kind of things, so I thought I would hold fire, see how it goes. This side's actually not too bad, but still needs to do with the change. So now I'm just going to go around cleaning up this whole section. There's a lot of dirt. This section's got some surface rust on it, so that's something to be addressed in the future. But yeah, we've got to just protect everything as good as we can. I need another one of these strips for the other side, but I'll probably just have to look at getting both sides changed over. Not too big of a deal. Alright, let's clean this up. This side is definitely the dirtiest one. So whoa. Ugh. So much gunk. Right, cleanup time. One thing I've noticed about this center strip is there is a little bit of tape that you do have to remove off before putting it back on. The other thing is I gotta figure out which way this goes. Does it sit this way or that way? Because the ridges on this are different. I reckon the tape goes on the glass. Makes more sense. It's roughly gonna be there. Oh no, sacre bleu. Now annoyingly, the little tabs that this goes into, they've not been provided with the new one, so I'm guessing you have to buy them separately. This car has a couple missing, so I've tried to put it on in strategic space. See how it goes though. So what's interesting here is whoever's fitted on this windscreen before, I don't know if it's fitted on perfectly because it looks like the rubber's kind of like leaving a little bit of a groove. So I know, okay, whoa. This is very awkward because I guess you have to start from the bottom actually. Start from the bottom now. I have a strong feeling this windscreen is not OEM. It's not being fitted on right, and that is why this whole thing won't sit properly. That's my theory at the moment, and I'm pretty sure I'm right. So this kind of feels like a little bit of waste of money, but we're in it now. Next step might be to actually replace the windscreen and get a new set of these to go on. So the other job for today is to take off this Integra Type R steering wheel. It has seen better days, and yeah, so I've already taken off the two side screws, and it looks like It's interesting in here. So I don't know if this is how the factory wiring is, but I did find that quite interesting. I've already disconnected the negative terminal from the battery, so the airbag is basically disabled. But let's disconnect that now. And this is where I'm at the moment, and yeah, should be interesting. This looks like it's the wrong connection, and this guy is also very loose. He keeps coming off, which is driving me a bit crazy, I can't lie. So yeah, with the new steering wheel in, it is now time to take the car out for a nice little test drive to make sure everything runs good whilst it's hot. So yeah, let's go out for a little drive, everyone. And that didn't go well. Literally, as soon as the car started to get slightly warm, it just clunked out on me. And luckily, I just rolled it off onto the street. So I might let the car cool down a little bit and try to get it started up again and just quickly get it home. So unusual, but one of those things. So I walked to the local shop to get me some food because I'll be honest, I'm too hungry right now. I'm going to eat in the car first and then I'm going to try and figure it out. But I've already called the RAC just in case I need them to come and help. I ended up walking home because I was so close to the house. And I said to myself, it's currently 1 AM. There's no point of me staying by the car. I'll just come home, and when the recovery car arrives, I'll just drive over there. Win-win. That's why you need a daily for your daily. Okay? Right, we'll catch up in a minute. So everyone, from the end of that, basically, I had to change the distributor. That wasn't cheap. That was, I think it was around 200 and something pounds, because for some reason, I think the way the old rotor was, it really was badly damaged, and yeah, this distributor was just no good anymore. So got lucky that I was able to find another one on eBay, and then I was able to install that onto the car. So since I filmed all of this with the car, I actually have had a couple of comments in the first video, and I really wanted to, you know, kind of give a little shout out to them. So the first one was by Mick, I think it's Mick L8212. And he asked what's wrong with the motor. I explained a few things, and he's basically said how he thinks it's the HT leads, so look at getting those changed. And I also have another comment by Jizza-S5V. But they said that, you know, the GoFundMe page would be appreciated by them. And I thought about that a little bit more. So, you know, this project is not just something that I wanted to do, but also I wanted to share with everyone and kind of get the community behind doing something really nice and special for someone. Because as I explained before, you know, being a father now and having something like this happen where, you know, you're no longer there, but you have this desire and dream to pass something on to your child, it's something powerful. And I thought it would be a great way of doing this as a community. So I've actually looked at setting up a GoFundMe page, and what I'm going to be looking at doing with that is whatever funds we're going to get from it, we're going to look at putting that into the car build. Now through that, we're going to be able to actually be able to say that this car was in essence created by the community of, you know, car enthusiasts, because I feel like that would bring the car to a whole new level. Yes, I'm going to be the one that's kind of in charge of the build process, but I want it to be something where it's a really nice tribute to the father, and, you know, I wanted it to kind of be something where it just meant much more than just being a car. And I thought this would be a great way of doing something as a community for the greater good. So I don't know, I thought of setting up this GoFundMe page because I'm going to be looking at potentially ordering the HT lead soon with some spark plugs and all these kind of bits and pieces. But I also know that after that, the project is basically going to get more and more expensive, because we're going to have other things that we're going to need to look at doing with it. And unfortunately, I can't just keep throwing money at it. I will have to do things in a slow process. But if I can get the community together and we can do this together, then, you know, we can actually build this car probably better than I could have ever done on my own. And that's why I've set up this GoFundMe page. So if you are interested in donating towards this car build, then please go on that link and, you know, donate as much as you can afford to. It would be really appreciated, because at the end of the day, you know, the support for these kind of things is what makes a massive difference. And not only just that, if any companies out there would like to get involved, or if you know of anyone that would like to get involved in some way, shape or form, then please tell them to get in touch with me. The channel name is going to be the Instagram account name as well, so you can just find me on Instagram and message me on there if you'd like, or, you know, something like that. It would mean a lot to me and to the family if I was able to pass something like this on. And I kind of I think the last video I was really nervous on how to release it because of what the situation was of the video, but I think now we're at a good place where I know that the community would be behind this build. What I like to do with the GoFundMe page is, you know, set it up, and then the money from that, whenever I'm looking at buying anything for the car or doing anything, I'll fill you all in on exactly how much things have cost, because that's important. And then that way I'll be transparent with you all, and any money left over from doing this build, I will be able to pass back on to the mother, who is a widow, unfortunately. And, you know, maybe it will help also supporting them with raising their son. So, I know it's little things like this. I don't know how, they never said to me to do any form of charity like this or anything like that. So that's why I don't want to just jump into it as just being a charity. I wanted to kind of do this as, let's do this car build as a community together. So I think that's going to be where we're going to end this video right now. I have got a lot of other content coming out, and I'm trying to do them all a bit more regularly right now. So I hope to see you in a future video. I'm going to try to do at least one a week. Might sometimes be 2 a week, but at least one a week. And we can really, it's not just going to be the Honda, there's going to be the other Skyline content and all these kind of other things. So yeah, I look forward to doing more activities and adventures with you all, and I will see you all in a future video. For now, peace out. Catch you later, guys. Bye.